So the Behringer Wing, which is the soundboard that we have in the Hangout Music Lab, it is a console, or you might call it some people might call it a desk, you might call it a mixing board, you might call it a board, I think I said desk. There's different words that you can use to describe this particular piece of equipment, but it is a soundboard, and what it does is basically it takes sound and does things to it. Okay, so it's going to take sound, maybe you can edit it, maybe you can mix it together with other sounds, maybe you can send it to different locations. It does a lot of things with sound, so basically it is for sound. Now, there are, as far as how you use this, there are banks. If you go right here and select these different things right here, there are banks for you to select. For this group here, there are banks here. You can do the same thing, and the same thing over on the other side over here, I have banks. Now, after that, after you understand how the banks work and what it is that you're selecting, you come over here to the top and you actually have all of your things that you can do to the particular selected item. Okay? Right now, you'll notice that 14A1 Vox, which means vocals, is selected. I can go home, effects, meters, routing, setup, library, utility. I also have clear solo, and I have some encoders on the bottom on the right over here, and a little button on the right as well that is for selecting things. Now what I can do is, under the different tabs over here, I have things that I can edit within that, this way and also this way. Lots of stuff that you can edit. And we need that. We need that to edit things. So, if I was talking about specifically how to do one channel, let's say I selected this channel right here, this is 14, and some of the things you'll need to know about are, if you'll notice the overview, I have phantom power. That's something I might be yelling out to turn on, that you would have to do from this spot right here. I have EQ. If I touch the EQ, it brings up all of the different bands and how I can actually change sound in certain ways. So for example, let me grab a microphone, and I will use this microphone to talk about the EQ. Okay, this is a microphone. Ooh, zoom out. This is a microphone. Okay, this is a Shure SM58. It is the industry standard microphone generally for wired vocals.
No running in the hallway, no screaming in the hallway, no running or screaming in the hallway. Bye.
That's funny. I'm going to leave that in there because I think that's great. Now, this is the microphone right here. You will notice, I'm going to zoom back in on the screen here. When I talk in this microphone, it actually shows the different things, that shows the bands on the screen. Okay? Ooh, you can see the frequency right there is ooh. This is the principal frequency, and then I have other frequencies beyond that. In audio, you have notes within notes. It's something we'll talk about as an overtone series. It's something I'll talk about another time. But you'll notice the principal frequency, the main one, ooh, is going to be that one. Ooh. So if I change to a different pitch, it actually is going to go either lower or higher depending on what I do. So if I go ooh, right? Ooh. Fun. Now, what I would use this for, if I push on, is I can actually boost or cut certain specific frequencies. Now, there are reasons you might or might not want to do that. You probably don't want to do something really drastic like that, but I have the ability to cut or boost certain frequencies. So I'm going to come over here. If I want to change to, I have different types of EQs that I can use. Generally speaking, for what we do, I will probably just use the wing EQ. But if I come over here to wing EQ and turn it off and on, let's say I go to do something like this, and I don't know, Well, to reset on the wing, the easiest way to do it is to change the model. I can either come back and try to like find everything, get everything back to 0. But the fastest way to change it is to just go wing EQ, pick something different, and come back to the wing EQ, and now it's all zeroed out. So if you're using the EQ and you're not doing it for a specific reason, then you probably need to change it back in case someone else gets in there and uses it. Now, one of the things you'll definitely use for vocals is you're going to use the low cut. Right here, if you'll notice, filter, LCHC tilt. What I'm going to do is turn on, see the low cut? Doesn't work with a pencil, shouldn't do that. Touch the low cut. Well, there's the bell. Okay, that was strange. I pushed it twice. Apparently there was not enough electricity in my finger. That's very strange. Alright, so I have the low cut. I have also the high cut that I can do, and I can bring them over to different spots. Basically what it is this is 20 hertz and that's 20,000 hertz. Left to right, I have 20 hertz. This is the lowest tone, lowest frequency that humans can hear, and this is the highest frequency that humans can hear. So I have 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. This microphone can pick up, excuse me, this microphone can pick up all of that, 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz, and that's great and everything, but because I'm not going to be actually making 20 hertz with my voice on a microphone, I probably need to go ahead and just low cut the sounds that would be picked up by this microphone. So one of the first things you're going to see, lots of announcements today. So you'll use a low cut. You definitely want to use a low cut for a vocal microphone because most always humans are not going to be able to make those notes. So you're going to put a low cut on there. You're definitely not going to put a high cut on there. Okay. Now, so I'm going to use a low cut for our vocals, and then I'm going to come over here and I can see all the different things that I've got here. If I select home, I've got gain right here, trim right here, and then I can move the low cut frequency also right here on the main home tab for this particular channel. Gain is very important. One of the first things you're going to do after you connect a microphone to a channel is you're going to actually change the gain to make it line level. This is a line level mixer. And what you're going to do is you're actually going to change this to where it's pretty much always green and dancing in the yellow. So check, 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 check. Sometimes you have to use the trim for this. Check, check, check. Testing, testing. Okay, so that's a good level right here. And if you'll notice, there's also the same level showing up in the meter over here on A1 box. You'll see this meter right here. Check, 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 check. So you can see that without being right here on the home tab. Okay, now after that, you've got things like gate. You got the compressor. You have inserts that you can do, and then you can come over here and actually edit where the tap point is for the audio to come from. I'll explain that in another video as well. So that's generally how to get started on using a microphone on a particular channel and how to use the main section here for that channel. The other tabs will be coming on a different video.